Oh, let's go, brothers. It's time for a new Dean of Doom. 50 Shades of Graytall. I just got the reference that's making, because I've never said that out loud before. 50 Shades of Grey, 50 Shades of Graytall. I remember, like a long time ago, I remember Mount Payne telling me that he had played it, and it was, I think he said it was better than he thought it was going to be. I think the limit, I think he's probably going to say it in the intro. I think this is the WOD with the limit that's like, you can only use like 3 textures, and it's like gray, tall, fire blue, and something else. I don't really remember. The door track, I think. But yeah, I'm, couple things. First of all, let's get the one I need to say out of the way. Mount Payne has given consent. Watch the original on his channel if you haven't seen it. Give him your first view before you give it to me, blah, blah, blah. You know the deal. Second, I haven't eaten today, so I'm unraveling this big jar of cheese balls. Because it's cheap and tasty, and that's all I care about right now. Third, I'm a little congested and under the weather. My nose is running more than I've ever run in my lifetime. So, yeah, if you hear me, like, sniffling and shit. Sorry. Anyway. 50 Shades of Graytall. Here we go. Wow us again, Mr. Payne 27.
Hello there, I'm Mount Payne 27, and this is Dean of Doom, the show where we give grades to classic and contemporary Doom WODs. Why?
Yes.
Because ranking things is fun. How many textures should you use when making a Doom map? Well, today's episode will be dedicated to 50 Shades of Graytall, a half megawad released in 2015 as a joking response to that question. Their answer? 3. Door Track, Fire Blue, and Graytall. What began as lighthearted forum banter blossomed into a full project led by Michael Marseille Fraze.
Sorry, I was saying 2 things. 1, never seen 50 Shades of Grey. I know the concept, though, so I wonder what kind of humor Payne is going to use here. 2, I don't know why the name Marseille sounds familiar. I feel like I've interacted with them at one point, like a long time ago.
Participants were tasked with making visually appealing levels under erotically asphyxiating constraints. Don't think I meant to put that word there. Other than Graytall, Door Track, and Fire Blue, mappers were only allowed to use the sky, decorations, 1 flat of their choice, and as many lighting effects and off-screen textures as they liked, but no essential textures like doors, switches, or color markers. This is the kind of map set I want more people to know about. It's an ideal showcase for the Doom community's creativity and kooky sense of humor, and the designers' varied approaches to gameplay make opening each new map an adventure. Before we get started, here's how the show works. Every map gets 1 grade for quality and 1 for difficulty. Quality grades go from A to F. Grade A levels are fun, memorable, visually distinctive, creative, and a fair challenge. We grade difficulty from X to E. X for extreme, E for easy, A through D in between. Keep in mind, my idea of a great map is probably not the same as yours, but that's okay. Disagreeing is part of the fun, after all. At the end of the day, this show is about spreading the joy of Doom. So let's do so. Before we start, the rules are we play on ultra-violence and must pistol start each level. I need to play the WOD twice before reviewing it. Saves are allowed, and we go for 100% kills in all levels, making exception.
I haven't said anything in like 45 seconds, so this is me doing a little pause break just to fool YouTube into thinking I'm not just uploading somebody else's video.
It's when it's just not worth it. I play on Z-Doom, and today's compatibility is Boom. Now to the WOD.
Boom!
1, Entry Gray.
Hey, Jimmy!
I love the smell of ripe puns at harvest.
Oh my god, Entry Gray. God damn it, I haven't noticed that.
Time. So the 50 Shades palette has a lot less than 50 shades. Get ready for a junior megawads worth of Graytall slabs, fire blue spikes, dollops of door track, and the prismatic skyboxes. Not exactly an ocular buffet, but let's see what can be done with it.
It's a nice skybox. I like it.
Jimmy Paddock's humble opener paints in broad strokes and does little with lighting, making for a plain and somewhat forgettable opener. Without the secret SSG, these 4 revenants are unpleasant to deal with, and let me tell you, finding secrets in maps made out of 3 textures is not easy. Besides being the unlucky first map to wrangle with the prohibition of switch textures, Entry Gray is only noteworthy for Graytallifying the secret shotgun courtyard from Doom 2's opener. Grade C, difficulty D-.
You know, sorry, hold on. Let me get back up real quick. Whoop, that's the volume. Hold on.
Minus. Map.
Cease. Stop. Let me back up real quick. I noticed something.
Jimmy Paddock's humble opener paints in broad strokes and does little with lighting.
So this is just me with my mind in the gutter. Did you put strokes because this is a 50 Shades of Grey reference? Stroke, like, masturbation? Is that the joke here? Am I overthinking that?
Difficulty D-. Map 2.
I'm not putting anything past you, Mr. Very Good Writer.
Tall, gray, and handsome. It's enough of a task to make a map 2 stand out in a WAD where everybody's using the same 3 textures, but tall, gray, and handsome's wise choice of flat ties it together comfortably. Also, it turns out door track's not a bad step texture if you just pretend that every set of stairs is an out-of-order escalator. The early berserk and rocket launcher create the offense necessary to plow through the opposition at a brisk clip, and the use of lighting to point out switches and exits is something we're going to see a lot of in 50 Shades going forward. Grade B, difficulty D. Map 3, the gray, the blue, and the trackly. A surreal choice of setting for a spaghetti western.
Oh, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Don't worry, Mount Pain, I got that one. I got it, it's fine.
Gray, the blue, and the trackly is the suggestion of a tech base built between fire blue caves. Megalith hands you every gun in the game without being prompted, and dials up the heat to match your arsenal. The chainsaw functions as a hazard in this vicious SSG fight, and the final battle against a...
So here's the issue with this WAD. All of these maps are going to blend together. Like, at least for me, because I'm not playing it, right? For Pain, it's probably different because he's in there playing it. But for me, I'm just looking. I'm gonna forget which map is which.
A pair of cyber demons and an archvile-led skeleton army manages to justify this out-of-nowhere Map 3 BFG. 50 Shades of Graytall's visual redundancy belies its true nature. This WAD weaves between intensities and design styles like few I've played. I guess all that repressed textural energy had to be funneled elsewhere. The stock Doom 2 music playing in the background here really puts in perspective how far people have taken this whole Doom modding thing. Grade B, difficulty B. Map 4, the Alphon Zone. No relation to Pinchy's 2017 Super Mega WAD, the Alphon Zone harasses you with spiders, cacos, and hit scanners from the outset, offering nothing but a pump action to ward them off. That's more or less the story of this map. Supply deprivation and inadequate equipment are its sole source of challenge. You have to budget 6 stims and medikits, 29 rockets, and at most 2 green armors across the whole map. It forces me to not be a hammerhead, and that makes me cranky. After painful run-ins with revenants, arachnos, and hit scanners, the Alphon Zone caps off on a clumsy archvile and arachnid ambush that can easily end in stalemate. Parking next to this drop-off leaves you both without options if you ran out of rockets. A super shoddy and a few extra medikits would have lubed this map up significantly.
Yeah, don't worry. I got that one.
If you ran out of rockets. A super shoddy and a few extra medikits would have lubed this map up significantly. On the plus side, the Alphon Zone's tasteful lighting and decoration usage make the Graytall aesthetic look almost good. Grade C+, difficulty B. Map 5, Concrete Flagellation. Compact, snappy, and marked by deep lunar shadows, Concrete Flagellation is the most fully realized 50 Shades map yet. It embraces
Concrete Flagellation. Yeah, I'll pass. I'm good. I'm fine.
Aesthetic, outlining shapes with door track, accenting points of interest with fire blue, and applying miscellaneous things for flair. It can be a real test of imagination to guess what purposes these uber-abstract environments serve. I thought this might be a nuclear reactor of some kind until I spied these hanging Mussolinis. This map is much easier than 3 and 4, but the SS...
excuse me? That's not actually Mussolini, sir?
G-Fight can zing you if you go along with it.
I'm on that theory. I'm not necessarily for or okay, let me rephrase that. I'm not necessarily in a particular camp of it's Mussolini or it's a G.I. Joe. I think people are gonna say what they're like. It's gonna say what they're gonna say about it. But the only one that knows for sure is them. Or it's the same thing with like Nirvana being called Nirvana with a shotgun in the year that Kurt Cobain killed himself. It's, you know, people are gonna say what they're gonna say.
Hop the railing before it rises to evade the pinkies and meatballs, then jump this archvile's bones before he gets warmed up. That's not what I meant to say. Hats off to Quakis.
What? Sorry, repeat that?
G-Fight can zing you if you go along with it. Hop the railing before it rises to evade the pinkies and meatballs, then jump this archvile's bones before he gets warmed up. That's not what I meant to say. Hats off.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Sex is funny. It just is.
Quakis for this brute-forced switch texture. That must have taken a while. Grade B+, difficulty C. Map 6, Count Dracula's Castle. No joke, this is one of the best Doom castle maps ever made. From the first look at its gaping fire blue facade, you'll know you're...
Ah! It's using Sephiroth Thief again! Ah! Hell yeah! Alright, best map in the WAD. This is it.
Best Doom Castle maps ever made. From the first look at its gaping fire blue facade, you'll know you're in for something special. Punch through the perimeter defenses and you'll soon find yourself lost in Castle Tracula's dense, interweaving passages. You're looking for all 3 skull keys, which part 3 sets of exit-blocking torches with conveyor belts, I think? Make your way to the battlements for a rocket launcher and Hell Yes SG. Under no
Hell Yes SG. Wow, that's really good. I missed it in the Plutonia Revisited episode, the bypass fights gun. Dude, since Scythe 2 came out, the writing in this show has gone to, like, new heights. Like, that's so fucking funny.
belts, I think? Make your way to the battlements for a rocket launcher and Hell Yes SG. Under no circumstances are you to shoot Romero before you find them both. Count Dracula's main attraction is its basement funhouse sequence. Prepare your eyes. Picking up the blue key starts a psychedelic encounter with Hell Knights, several specters, and a pair of Archviles. The Flame Boys will pinball up and down the hallway, but are best engaged in the central area, using the fire blue pillar for cover. I had no idea what the was happening the first time I did this, but now I'm completely in awe of this fight as a concept.
I've
never seen Hall of Mirrors used like this.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible. I don't have many quibbles with Dracula, but if I were to cut something, these Macubi would be the first to go, and I might have made one of the keys optional. I always have to rummage through the castle one more time before I leave, which is just as well. There's always one more dumb cacodemon trapped in there. Grade A-, difficulty B.
Damn it, he didn't mention the song. Damn it. I could listen to those Chosen by the Planet all fucking day, man. I love that song so much.
Map 7, Address Unknown. With an opening like this, Address Unknown wasn't going to win many friends. Marsaic makes you take a lap through Revenants, Imps, and chain gun fire, and then slip past a Hell Knight before you even get a weapon.
Oh my god.
Unless you're brave enough to go balance beaming on ledges separating solid ground from infinity, you'll be living hand to mouth for most of this map. I have to say, I expected more in the visual department from 50 Shades Project lead. Graytall looks like its typical gawky self here, and Marsaic doesn't bother with lighting until the optional segment. You're only required to visit 2 of the 3 islands, but the northernmost concrete block, reachable from this teleporter, contains the most exciting and inspired moments in the map. Nearly half of Address Unknown's enemies, including its lone cyber demon, guard the BFG, which is ironically only helpful for clearing a path out of its hiding place. For a map that clearly prioritizes combat over good looks, Address Unknown is inconsistent and unfortunately not very enjoyable. Grade C-, difficulty
Man, that
B+.
address is really unknown.
Map 8, At the Mountains of Madness. A texturing tour de force from one of the greatest to ever lay down line defs, At the Mountains of Madness has no business looking as good or playing as well as it does. With its rugged flat choice, shimmering fire blue ore veins, abundant decoration, and gentle lighting, Mountains of Madness manages to transcend the label of concrete monster playground.
Dude, and I had no idea until the Nirvana interview, which I didn't listen to the Nirvana interview, but I looked at his channel. That was the first time I ever looked at Moldy's channel. I didn't know he had, like, millions of subscribers. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, Syriac. You go, man.
Which is an achievement in itself, but it also happens to be deliriously fun. This is post going down, so Syriac's sword is fully sharpened. A steady stream of foes will start.
His sword is fully sharpened. Yeah, some of these are more subtle than others, but don't worry, I'm picking them up.
Are trickling in as soon as you open fire, and there's not enough ammo to camp anywhere, so you'll have no choice but to trip a gantlet of booby traps for ammo, medical supply.
Booby traps? Once again, you're not getting past me.
And better guns. The anarchic rocket fest that ensues is a huge endorphin rush. These 2 DIY switches are to be left for later unless you're really looking for trouble, because they'll add Archviles, Cacos, and/or Revenants to the mix. Pressing both unveils a deluge of imps and pinkies and a fire blue foundry being swallowed by the red bars that Syriac peeled off his cave walls. At the Mountains of Madness goes out with guns blazing, locking you in a crucible with 100 enemies, including a cyber demon and several arch dominatrices who got so carried away they threw me out the window. Syriac rung
That one obviously is not going to get past me, but that's funny.
blood from a Graytall stone.
Also, I never considered that Back that up as I paused a little bit. Never considered that the plural of dominatrix would be Fuck, I can't speak. Dominatrices. That's good. I like that.
Matrices who got so carried away they threw me out the window. Syriac wrung blood from a Graytall stone with this map. It's the perfect combination of sexy and fun. Grade A+, difficulty A-. Map 9, The Killing Fields. Probably unrelated to the film about Cambodian genocide, the Killing Fields will brutalize those uninitiated to slaughter and surprise everybody else. It's rare to see a map with over 500 enemies in a single-digit slot, and in Joshy's hands, you know they're not just for show. Despite how it looks, the opening fight is the only one that probably won't burn you. Press the fire blue totem to go outside, get some big boy guns, and prepare for an avalanche.
Wowzers, brother. It is kind of distinguishing itself, though, with all the textures. Oh, the darkness, too. Hell yeah.
If you struggle with this part, the final fight is gonna whip you. No, not like that. Joshy unleashes a wall of revenants, cyber demons, vile medics, and pain elementals. Just in case you thought this would be a mindless BFG spree, there's also a party of Macubi and specters slinking in behind you. The Killing Fields proves that a Joshy map with any set of textures would play as sweet. It's sleek, high-key, and addictive. Grade A, difficulty A+. Map 10, Big Dwayne's Orbital Concrete and Propane Emporium. Well, time to update my top 10 list of favorite Doom map titles. Big Dwayne's Orbital Concrete and Propane Emporiums.
So, is this like, we're talking like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? Like, is that who we're talking about here?
Serves as a friendly reminder that Brett Harrell is one of the greatest texturers of all time. This Mechadon opus pulls out all the stops. It's a scrolling, pulsing, shape-shifting extravaganza that legitimizes the Graytall gimmick all by itself. The densely packed auto map and burly kill count might look like too much work at first glance, but Mechadon is a master of making 45 minutes feel like 15. As per usual, Mech gives Cacos a whole lot of love, and he also stacks the Emporium with Arachnos, Revenants, Archviles, and Pinkies, which are dangerous in a surprising number of fights here. For example, without the rocket launcher, this demon Disco will take a bite out of you. I think this map wins the prize for best labeling of a locked door, and I sort of understand how this Switch Hall of Mirror trick works, but somebody in the comments needs to explain how these red, periwinkle, and yellow bars are 1, possible, and 2, legal. Also, good luck finding Mechadon's 6 secrets. I felt Mensa eligible for catching 2 of them. Big Dwayne climaxes on a... I swear I don't mean to keep doing that.
Ha! Climax! I get it. Semen.
Big Dwayne concludes on an epic throwdown.
That's the same thing. That means the same thing. Anything related to the completion of something alludes to the same thing.
You versus the Fire Blue Floodgates, several Cyber Demons, and some Archvile Sentries. It feels very reminiscent of the main event from THT Threnodity's Fomalhaut, which came out the following year. Like Fomalhaut, Big Dwayne's Orbital Concrete and Propane Emporium is the keystone of its WAD. Gorgeous, impressive, and exciting outing, and one of Mechadon's finest works. Grade A. Difficulty A.
Nope. Gotta give it a C. There's no propane accessories. Hank Hill would be disappointed. Sorry.
Map 11, Stardust Mayhem. Go Fire Blue it. No, this bonkers BFG bonanza is an excellent spacer between Big Dwayne and 50 Shades' final run. It's the opposite of subtle, going a bit overboard with its Revenant and Archvile use, but 2 not-so-secret invulns tip the scale in your favor, so long as you're keeping an eye on your cell count. I'm guessing Mulvey assisted mostly in the visual department here, since his combat tends to be a bit more calculated. I could be wrong. This Revenant Monsoon at the end wraps Stardust Mayhem on a crummy note. I wish they didn't have to teleport all over the place. Grade B+, difficulty A. Map 12, The Cake Way. Unsurprisingly, this Ribik's B-side is one of the most fine-tuned and ornate maps.
I don't think this was timed as such, but Cake has been redefined. Oh my god, I'm already over halfway through the video. How long is this WAD? Also, this is a strain MIDI. I guess Cake's been redefined to mean ass as of late.
In the set.
I think. I don't know. Dude, I'm getting too old. I can't follow these fucking Zoomers anymore with their terminology, dude. No cap, all that bullshit.
Seemingly named for this row of birthday candles at the start, the Cake Way is downright chummy by Ribik's standards and would have fit nicely into Crumpets, a set of milder, short-form maps released the year after Graytall. The Cake Way makes...
Dude, I feel you, Jim Guy. I'm here eating these cheese balls. I'm here putting some balls in my mouth. See, I can do it too!
Be up to the demons you're fighting, but I wouldn't call it claustrophobic. Make a loop around the arena, and a bushel of Hell Knights and Revenants will swoop in. You can feed them to your old pal Sybe, but don't think you're getting away that easily. Ribix has another round of surprises queued up for you on lap 2. Watch where you point that rocket launcher, save cells for Mr. Sybe, and the cake is cut. Ribix went on to become 50 Shades' most lascivious alum. You can't get much more hot and heavy than Sunlust. Grade A, difficulty A-. Map 13, Everlasting Fireball.
Oh, 4-shot blast! Hell yeah, dude! Dude, shout out to 4-shot. Quick story. around like the end of 2017, I was recording some, or maybe it was the start of 2018. I was filming some demos for, I was wanting to speedrun Doom. And I was like, well, GDQ is happening. I feel like doing some speedruns. And I was doing demos for every single Doom 1 and 2 level on Ultraviolence. And I was trying to figure out the Cyber Demon. For some reason, I don't remember what it was. I was stuck on the Cyber Demon somehow. In E2M8. And I was like... I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure it was 4-shot blast. Actually, I'm certain it was. I don't remember what the issue was, but I was like, yeah, I'm stuck. I don't fucking know how to handle this. And 4-shot was actually in my chat, and he was like, oh yeah, you just gotta do this, this, and this. And I think he helped me on a couple other levels, and I was like, alright, how the fuck do you know all this? I've never seen you before. How do you fucking know all this? And I looked up the record, and it was 4 shocks. And I was like, oh, alright. I understand how you know all of this now. Thank you very much for the help, 4-shock.
Best known as the speedrunner who...
I don't know if he remembers that. I don't know if he's even watching this, but, thank you.
P1M1 in 8 seconds, 4-Shock Blast brings a utilitarian perspective to Everlasting Fire Blue, emphasizing hard-hitting encounters over razzle-dazzle visuals. The Archvile ambushes by the blue and red keys are taut and exciting, with the latter pulling a nasty trick where it lowers all these pillars for a few seconds, giving you nothing to hide behind. You're better off escaping to the first room, getting the BFG, and coming back later, which will also better prepare you for this brigade of boners and beefcakes. Did I just...
Stop!
Back later, which will also better prepare you for this brigade of boners and beefcakes. Did I just say that out loud? The RuneScape adds a lot to this map, and I appreciate the overall punchiness. Grade B, difficulty B+. Map 14, Astral Nausea. Astral Nausea is an enchanting, conceptually driven art installation in Doom map form. Broken into 4 discrete zones, which are traveled to by snatching hearts from these pedestals, Astral Nausea plays like variations on the furnace fight in Dobu's secret map from Nova the Birth. Ammunition is sprinkled around each arena, forcing you to earn space, health, and firepower. The Archviles in Zones 1 and 3 provide a healthy dose of excitement and bring these pillars into play as cover and face rocket hazards. In my second playthrough, I severely underestimated the final fight. Mama Spider denies you access to the middle, and the Arachnos and Mancubi will take turns toasting you if given the first move. I like playing this map, but I like looking at it a whole lot more. Dobu-Gabumaru's commitment to abnormal shapes makes his auto map a one-of-a-kind beauty, and he harnesses the gobsmacking skyboxes better than any other mapper in the project. Astral Nausea is magical. Even if I didn't dig the gameplay, which I think I do, it would be one of my favorites in the set. Grade A, difficulty A-. Map 15, the Serpentine Lemniscate. I learned a new word today. Ever the Doom engineer...
Sorry, let me say that again.
Serpentine...
I did not know what...
Lemniscate.
I know what serpentine means.
I learned a new word.
A figure 8 shaped curve whose equation and pull... Brother, let me say something. I went to public school. I don't know what all that shit means. I don't know who came up with that. Whatever a lemniscate is. But alright, brother. It's like the hypotenuse of figure 8s.
Today, ever the Doom engineer, Zazer submitted a tremendously involved, infinity sign-shaped obstacle course to 50 Shades of Graytall. Coupled with its urgent Esselfortium MIDI, it makes for a climactic penultimate map. The 108 cacodemons lobbing fireballs from the perimeter will be crushed before you exit, so pay them no heed. Those familiar with Zazer's work will detect notes of Helix from PRCP, and it also forecasts the kind of work he'd do for no end in sight. Snake Infinity propels you forward at a breakneck pace. Speedrunners could probably clear it out in 2 or 3 minutes. I have no idea how Zazer got his lights to behave like this, but it's pretty rad. Hard on the eyes, perhaps.
I was just thinking that. It hurts my eyes. I have a headache.
The Serpentine Lemniscate is a crowd pleaser that doesn't sacrifice Zazer's eccentricity. Grade A-, difficulty B-. I know I called it the penultimate level, but there are actually 3 levels left in this set. 16, 18, and the credits. To neaten up the dramatic arc of the episode, we're just going to jump ahead to map 18, Killer Colorblindness. Killer Colorblindness
I was just thinking Alien... Yeah, I was thinking AV map 31, which I still like. That was a great map.
Pun on Alien Vendetta's first secret map, but the two don't have much else in common besides kicking my ass in back-to-back playthroughs. I'm picking up strong Hell Revealed vibes here. The Rise of the Triad MIDI and upbeat rocket launcher and SSG-centric
It's the MIDI from, I believe it's from Heart Attack.
Combat make for a stirring first half, the highlight of which is this descending slaughter sequence. Unfortunately, the second half goes full Jonathan Donner, and you never go full Jonathan Donner. Without the secret BFG, which opens when...
That's a, What's Tropic Thunder. It's a Tropic Thunder reference.
You shoot the wall behind
Don't worry, I get that one.
the torch that isn't flickering, you're forced into a no-win situation. If you use the invincibility to fight off these 4 cybers and grab the red key, you've got a slim chance of surviving this mosh pit of pinkies and dead simpletons. If you grab the invul and sprint
Dead
right to that
simpletons.
fight, you've got a higher chance of survival, but you better not have forgotten about that red key, or returning to the cyber room is suicide. After that, a parade of archviles and big goats will stopper up the ending, flummoxing those without big effing guns. It shoots itself in the foot on the back 9, but killer color blindness is still a solid and exciting map. Grade B-, difficulty A+. Map 16, Mr. Graytall. If you weren't expecting to see Time of Death's name pop up in the credits of the Megawad you're playing, you might be in over your head. The Canadian designer is legendary for his prolific output, tremendous skill, and his map's brutalizing difficulty. To players on skills 2 and 3, Time of Death is the perfect gentleman. He places 0 pain elementals, 0 cyber demons, and a single archvile. Those
Wow.
of us who like it rough will have to get intimate with
Stop.
0 cyber demons, and a single archvile. Those of us who like it rough will have to get intimate with 31 archies, 10 meatballs, and 10 cybies. I'm not sure if Time of Death bent the one flat rule or exploited something about Doom's engine.
So does he? Are there just no monsters on skills 2 and 3?
Beyond my ken to achieve these red, white, and blue floors. In any case, his map is snazzy and spare. I'm always impressed when mappers can rig multiple ambushes to occur in the same room at different points in a map. These cyber and archvile appearances are devilishly choreographed but never overpowering. That is, unless you spray and prayed yourselves away. I think this archvile sex party, damn it, sex...
Oh my god, that one's funny. Oh god. Sex is funny. Sorry, it just is. Sex is funny. Don't care.
That
Hello?
is, unless you spray and prayed yourselves away. I think this archvile sex party, damn it, sextuplet, is meant to lock you in with them, but I took the cheese route here. 2-shot, 1 more cyber, and make
Oh, I'm taking the cheese route myself with these cheese balls, dude. Good stuff.
sure to save ammo for Mr. Graytall himself. Unfortunately, I did not budget rockets for these last few Archies, so I let them have their way with me as Romero screamed his last. What a way to finish. Grade A, difficulty A+.
That was like 3. That was like 3 in quick succession.
So, 50 Shades of Graytall was one of the pleasantest discoveries of
You're really pounding us with these puns here, Mount Pen.
the year for me. At first I thought it was a joke wad, until I read through the list of contributors, at which point I had to pick my jaw off the floor and play it. The zany premise will get you in the door, but 50 Shades quickly outgrows its gimmick. This is a diverse, resourceful, and entertaining set of maps.
This fucking text screen. This fucking text screen.
Joshi, Dobu Gabu Maru, Mechadon, Time of Death, Noisy Velvet, Ribix, and Zazer did some unmissable work here. I'm not sure how many people know about this wad, but I want to spread its gospel. Somehow, these folks took meme textures and made lemonade from them. 50 Shades of Grey is a testament to the Doom community's
Oh, that's not lemonade.
ingenuity, quirky humor, and can-do attitude. I highly recommend it. My final grade is an A-. Difficulty-wise, this wad is lewd, lascivious, salacious, outrageous. It's hard to pin down on account of the extreme variety of mapping styles on display, but I settled on a B+. Fairly
Use
tough,
protection. Yes, please.
but not unpleasantly so. Now for my Dean's List. Valedictorian, Map 8, At the Mountains of Madness. Salutatorian, Map 14, Astral Nausea. Class President, Map 18, Killer Color Blindness. The dunce cap goes to Map 7, Address Unknown. 50 Shades of Graytall also gets a short honor roll, including Map 6, Count Dracula's Castle, Map 9, The Killing Fields, Map 10, One More Time, Big Dwayne's Orbital Concrete and Propane Emporium, Map 12, The Cakeway, Map 15, The Serpentine Lemniscate, and Map 16, Mr. Graytall. Thank you very much for watching.
You're welcome.
Please feel free to share your thoughts in the WAD down below. I'd love to hear what you think, and I'll heart your comments to let you know I've read them. Now, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge my generous patrons. Aaron Allen, Agile Jackson,
Hell yeah.
Gooex,
Okay. I gotta get the Cheeto dust off my fingers real quick. So give me just one moment. Okay. I was, while I was cleansing the cheese off my fingers, I was listening to the patron list. And I, found the Final Fantasy IV reference. Some spoony bard. Thank you.
9, Trilby Trillion, Turbine 2K5.
Hey, it's Yogg again.
Ultra
Hell yeah,
Cow,
Yogg.
Why BMO Not a Crab, William Huber, and Wonka Shack. Thank you. I appreciate you all very much.
You're welcome.
This is Mount Pain 27, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Oh, there is a little bit
of
more.
Dean of Doom.
Hold on. Wait, there's 6 more seconds. Hold on. For Megalith. Oh. Okay. For Megalith. Did, something happen to Megalith? I don't know who Megalith is, but did something happen? Am I out of the loop? Oh god, I'm out of the loop. Uh-oh. Does it say in the description? I like that he didn't... I like that he didn't comment on that in the description. Oh, hell yeah, Doomkid. I have no idea what happened to this person. Well, here, what comment could I leave that's fitting? Oh. Thanks, Jimmy. Thank you for clarifying that for me. Oh, man. Oh, I'm sad now. Okay, I gotta leave a comment. What the fuck is happening in the closet next to my door? That's what you're hearing. Anyway, oh, I'm overthinking it. Sex. Comment. Alright, well that's that. That is 50 Shades of Graytall, the Dean of Doom. This is one of the I think this is one of the funniest episodes like that's come out so far. This is like really, really good. This is a really good episode. I tend to run out of ways to describe stuff, so I just call it really good, but no, this is one of the funniest episodes I think in the show's runtime so far. Obviously Mach 2 was up there. The graduations are usually pretty good. Solid, funny, whatever I'm trying to say. But yeah, I'm looking forward to, the mid-season finale. I think that's what's happening. I think that's what he said on Patreon, if I remember right. I don't remember. Well, either way, I'm excited for episode 10, that's my point. I don't know what it is. I'm looking forward to it, though. Peace, boys.